Hi, my name is Jem. Welcome back to my channel, and I have zero creativity, ingenuity, or integrity. Basically, I was watching Zakiya's video, Zakiya Taylor here on YouTube. I was watching her video on her 2018 reading goals, and I was like, hey, I should do that, keep myself accountable. So I thought I would tell you guys a couple of things that I'll be focusing on in my kind of reading directional pathway, that kind of area. Is just things that I want to achieve next year in terms of the way I read. So yeah, let's get straight into it. The first goal is to read just 35 books overall. I kind of fell off the horse this year in reading. I was super busy. I went really hard in school this year, so I only read about 20 books. Next year I want to read 35. That's about 3 books a month. Yeah, so hopefully I can get through that. I do 2 Englishes for school, so it requires a lot of reading anyway, so I think I'll be able to do this, but we'll see. The next goal is to read 5 history books. If you've been watching a few of my book hauls lately, you'll see that I've been acquiring a lot of history books. The ones that I just own right here are 1916 by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, The History of Modern China by Jonathan Fenby, When Paris Went Dark by Ronald T. Rosbottom, and The Private Heinrich Himmler by Heinrich Himmler. I have 13 Days by RFK on the way. I have already read that, but I'm counting any historical books that I reread as towards the goals, because history is really dense sometimes, so I feel like I deserve to give myself a little bit of leeway with that goal. So if I reread a history book, I will count it towards the goal. I'm also not counting historical fiction, because I feel like historical inquiry / interpretation is slightly different than a retelling of something that might have been able to happen. My apologies. So yeah, I'm not counting historical fiction towards the goal, but yeah, I want to read 5 history books. My next goal is actually a carry-on goal. This year one of my goals was to find an award that I wanted to read the entire scope of. So like a Man Booker, a New York Timeser, something like that. And I ended up settling on Pulitzer because I read The Old Man and the Sea this year by Ernest Hemingway and All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, and I absolutely adore those books. Both of those books are in my top 10 books of all time. I would say All the Light We Cannot See is in the top 3, if not my favorite book of all time. So I've just decided on Pulitzer. I know that Zakiya is doing something similar. So I want to read 10 Pulitzer books this year. I have 2 currently, but it's been going since like XYZ, like 1920 or something. That's probably wrong. But I have The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt and To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. So these are 2 that I own currently. This one in 60 something I think, and this one 14. So yeah, these are just 2 that I own, but I want to read 8 more than just the 2 that I own. Next is to read V.E. Schwab's entire catalogue. I have heard nothing but good things about V.E. Schwab. So I own 3 of her books at the moment. I own This Savage Song, and then A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows. I've heard that her language is just exceptional. The delivery of her characters and her setting and her atmosphere just puts her in a league of her own. I don't own Vicious, which I think is her most critically acclaimed one. Like, I haven't seen a single review of that book below 3.5 stars. So if the lowest review I've seen puts your book directly above average, like, I have to like her as an author. So I really do want to give her a go and read her whole catalogue. I haven't read anything of her, so if I read these and I don't like them, I will drop that goal. But at the moment, I do want to see what she's about. My next one is to read 3 Stephen King novels. I own so much Stephen King, and I've read like 1 or 2 of his books. So I want to read 3 more, just because I need to get rid of some of the ones that I have on my unread shelf, because there are so many. So yeah, I want to read 3 of his and migrate them to my read shelf. And last but not least is to read, how many did I say? 3 intimidating books. So this was another goal on Zakiya's list. I'm not creative at all. For me, intimidating means one of 3 things. The first is that it's a very long book, so something like The Black Prison by Brent Weeks. It's huge. I harp on about how much I hate really big books like this, because I genuinely think they're just a hassle to read, and I'm a big believer that if you can't get what you want to say out in 300 pages, then maybe you shouldn't be writing 700-page books. But I know that's such like a opinion to have, so intimidating could mean really long, or it could mean the style of the book. This is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. I have read this, but I want to reread it. This is just a complete mess. Like, there is so many random like pages in this. There are like squares cut out. There are pages where there's just like one word. Like, this is a crazy book to read. Or intimidating could mean a book with such an esteem behind it that I'm almost scared to come to the book just in case I don't like it. So something like The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, or any classic in that kind of caliber where their reputation precedes them by like a century. So that wraps up my 2018 reading goals. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but until next time, bye guys.